Hi, I'm Daryl at the Dirt Writer Lab, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to disassemble a 2003 KX65 carburetor. We're going to take it apart and clean it out and make sure it's all good to go. It is off this bike here, which is getting a top end. There's a video about how to do the top end on this KX65, so stay tuned to be able to see that as well. Okay, let's get into this carburetor right here. So basically what it is a Mikuni carburetor off a 2003 KX65, and we're just going to start taking it apart here using these screws. Take the bowl off. My recommendation is if anybody needs one of these tools, this is a JIS screwdriver, a Japanese industrial screwdriver. The tip is made for the screws that come on these Japanese bikes. So anyway, what we're going to do is take this in here and just take the ball off. Might be a little residual fuel in here. I did try to get it all out, but I can still see there's a little bit coming out here. Now this carburetor was not really having any problems, but since I got the bike apart, I figured I would take a look inside and give it a little cleaning since I have it off anyway. Okay. Freed up everywhere. It looks like the only part was get these pieces hanging on here. I did my best to clean this carburetor the best I could with carb cleaner and brake cleaner on the outside. You can see the inside of the carb is nice and clean. Okay, we'll just put that to the side with the screws. One of them is hanging on there. Okay. Let's see if we can wipe this grime off there a little bit. Okay. So next thing you have is what this is called, I believe, is the diffuser. And typically they just come right out. Don't know if this one's going to pull right out. That looks like it's in there. Okay. So this is the main jet, and this is the low idle jet. This is the one that's responsible for about idle to 3/4 of throttle, and then this pretty much picks up the rest. In here is the needle and seat. Often what happens is I always see people posting questions on YouTube and Facebook, and they always ask about, say, like, you know, my bike is running, but it only runs good when the choke is on. And what happens is this needle in here kind of gets stuck up there, and it doesn't allow the fuel to refill the bowl when it gets sucked up. So as what happens is you're basically the fuel rate is being consumed faster than it's being refilled in. So if that's happening, basically what you need to do is take that out and give that a good clean. That's the needle and seat. So we'll get into that. But first, let's take out the main jet here. Looks like a 6. Okay, just give that a quick pull. Gentle. Okay. Good. Now you'll notice what's coming out here are both of them. Okay, there's the diffuser. Put that to the side. This is the main jet. Now there's also, if you notice, this looks like it's one piece, but it's actually two. Okay. So put that in there like that. Let's see if we can get this 6 out. Okay. Leave those there. And then in here is the low idle. My screwdriver might be a little bit too big. Yeah, I'm going to see if I can find a smaller one. Alright, so I got that small flat blade screwdriver here. I'm going to turn them in there and See if we can lock into that and give it a little turn. It should more or less fall out. Okay. That's the low idle. I'll put that over to the side there. Okay. Now we're going to take the float off, and we're going to do that. I like to use this, basically it's like a dental pick. You just come in here, you slide it out, slide that pin. Okay, I'll put that there. Now when I lift this out, you're going to see that the needle should be hanging on the bottom of that. Okay, oop. So that's the float. That's the needle. Now when this goes up into that orifice, basically that blocks it off. So when the carb is filled, this goes up into the hole and then blocks the fuel from coming in. Like I said, sometimes it gets stuck up there if it's dirty and it doesn't allow fill to refuel into the bowl. Sometimes you'll notice a white ring around that black tip, and that will mean that it's worn. It needs to be replaced. But this one looks pretty good. So we'll just keep those right over there. The carburetor actually looks pretty good. So what I'm going to do is just kind of quickly give this a quick spray with some carb cleaner, and then we'll do the same thing with the jets. Okay, so let's just give this a quick shot here. One thing to be careful of with these carb cleaners is that any type of rubber O-ring or gasket, it can cause it to swell, and then you have a hard time getting it back in there. So if you have something that would go in that goes in here, there's typically a gasket in there, which is basically on the lower side of the bowl, stuck on there. I'd recommend taking that out just so that it doesn't cause it to swell, and then you have a hard time getting it back in. So let's just give this a couple quick shots. Alright, that's basically clean. Let's give the jets a quick. Here's the low idle. Just kind of give that a peek through there. Looks clean. Alright. Main jet. That's nice and clean. It's nice and clean. Perfect. Okay. Alright, so let's get back to the reassembly here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the main jet and screw that back together. When you put these back together, they don't have to be like, you know, Superman tight. Alright, you want them snugged, but not even one ooga dooga, just a little bit there. Okay. Alright, we'll get that back together. We're going to go back and put the low idle jet back in. That goes in this one here. Okay, and we're going to use our little screwdriver. Go, that's all it takes. Put this one in. Oh, we need our diffuser. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to put the float bowl back in first. So let me show you how we do that. Oops. Basically, it's going to sit like that. We're going to put that pin back in. So I'm going to take needle, hook it on the tang there. Let it kind of just hang. Get our little pin. Make sure that drops in there nicely and smoothly. Okay. Get our little pin hole. Okay. Hold it upside down. Make sure that's operating properly, which it is. Okay. Next, it's the main jet and diffuser. Drop that in. You want to make sure that if you're doing this, sometimes other carbs, you might need to, there's a flat end, and that flat edge of the diffuser needs to go up against this bar of the float so that it allows it to go up and down properly. Alright, so if you got to check that on your diffuser if you got something similar. Again, we're just going to snug this down. Nothing super crazy. Okay. It's going to be time to put the lid back on. Give it a nice firm twist. Don't strip it. Make sure your screwdriver is seated properly in there, and just give it a nice twist. No need to over tighten it. Can you flip it back and forth? You can hear the football moving up and down. Alright, so that's how you clean the carb on a 2003 KX65. If you enjoyed what you watched here, subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. We'll be doing more maintenance videos on a KX65 coming down the road. Thanks for watching.